Hey, I'm writing short stories for some art that I draw. And if that interests you, then welcome to episode 1 of my fantasy series, Gates. Gates 100. I tried to explain stanced cars to a wizard in another world. The gates appeared in the early 21st century. They would open without warning, whenever and wherever they pleased. If a person were to enter into any such gate, they would find themselves in a dark tunnel of undisclosed length. Smooth bedrock all around, cool to the touch, but never freezing. The tunnels always ended abruptly. There were no proverbial lights at the end of any of these tunnels, just a strange, film-like substance that, once pushed against, would immediately pull the individual into it and out the other side. So, like a lobster snatched from the bottom of a water tank into the bustling air of a restaurant, people would be thrust out the other side of these gates into what could only be another world. Erden, as many of the locals called it. Yo, you speak English? Spencer Lewis was speaking to one such Erden local now. He'd done his due diligence, checking out the gate that had opened up in an alleyway out near Paris, Texas. Neither the government nor any companies had taken notice of the gate yet, so it was a first come, first serve for anyone who wanted in on this whole new world of excitement. But Spencer was no idiot. He'd heard rumors of gates opening up onto cliffs, lava pits, frozen wastelands. So, the instant he drove his car through the gate, he put it in park, turned on his hazard lights, and pulled out an RC car with a GoPro strapped on top. Spencer's budget surveillance device zipped off into the darkness and eventually popped out onto a clean, paved stone road on the other side. Bright afternoon skies, grassy hills with rocky ruins here and there, and trees bursting with foliage lining the path. Everything looked great. Excitement filled his lungs as he brought the RC car back and raced through the tunnel to the fantasy made reality before him. The road was a bit narrower than he had expected. He stepped out of his car and closed the door, walking around. A faint scent of horse dung wafted through the air. Well, that's about right, I guess, Spencer muttered under his breath. He eyed the murky gate behind him. It was indeed still there and didn't show signs of blipping out of existence. Meanwhile, the Erden local was still eyeing him and his car silently. Maybe a joyride through the streets of some magical town wasn't the play. What if someone shoots me with fire or something? He thought. The Erdenite, a young lady, hadn't been around the gate when Spencer first scouted the area. Were these people hidden in the trees lining the road? Spencer was taller than her, but that wouldn't mean jack if he got jumped. Dark-skinned, dressed in a pale yellow hoodie and jeans, his red bandana felt tight around his head. At least it kept his dreads out of his eyes as he scanned the area. English! The silent figure spoke up, nodding her head thoughtfully. So that's what you Earth folks call it. This young lady was small and fair-skinned, decked out in golden yellow rings encircling, hanging from, and floating around her cerulean blue wizard hat and wooden staff. Her matching blue robe flowed to the ground, and her hazel eyes shone with confidence and intrigue. Why, yes, it seems I do speak this English, she announced with pleasure. Never mind that, though. Prithee, tell me about this horseless carriage you've brought with you. She tilted her head, brown bangs tilting in sync. And tell me for what purpose the wheels bend like that. Spencer let out a deep breath and chuckled. His anodized purple Nissan Selvia was tuned to his tastes, and as such, the stanced wheels were sure to turn heads even in the States. Sure thing. Giselle, the wizard interjected. Giselle, the ring wizard apprentice. A pleasure to make thy acquaintance. She bowed. Nice. Nice to meet you, Giselle. Spencer, rider of the bent wheel horseless carriage. He smiled. Maybe a joyride is in order. That was episode 1 of Gates. Thank you for watching. Tell me what you think in the comments below, and know that every like and subscription becomes fuel for the fire for the next episode. Bye-bye.